Imagine waking up one day and finding out that the internet has completely shut down. Sounds scary, right? Well, some people believe this could happen in 2025 due to a massive solar storm. This is the question rumbling in the digital sphere. Could a solar storm really shut down the entire world's internet in 2025? Picture this. It's a normal day in 2025 and suddenly your internet connection is gone. Not just yours, but the entire globe's. All because of a major solar storm, or so the rumor goes. But how much of this is fact and how much is purely fiction? We're here to delve into it. The origins of this rumor can be traced back to a study from 2021 suggesting potential damage to internet cables caused by solar storms. This study, however, has been grossly fueling unnecessary panic and misinformation. So where does NASA come into all this? Well, there's been talk of a fictitious NASA alert predicting this internet apocalypse, but let me be clear, no such alert exists. While solar storms do have the capacity to impact communication systems, there's no scientific basis for an internet shutdown of this scale. Is there any truth to these apocalyptic predictions, or are these just internet myths? Stay tuned as we continue to unravel this cosmic conundrum. Before we debunk this rumor, let's first understand what a solar storm is. Picture this: our sun, a giant ball of hot glowing gases, constantly churns out a stream of charged particles known as the solar wind. Occasionally this wind gathers into a storm, a solar storm if you will. These storms, while a fascinating spectacle of nature, are not without their impacts. They can cause a variety of effects, from beautiful auroras that light up our night skies to disturbances in our planet's magnetic field. But what about our communication systems, you may wonder? Well, solar storms are indeed capable of causing disruptions in these systems. Remember, the particles in these storms are charged, and when they interact with our Earth's magnetic field, they can induce currents. These currents can then interfere with the operation of satellites, GPS systems, and yes, even our internet cables. A study published in 2021 suggested that under certain conditions, these solar storms could potentially damage undersea internet cables. These cables, responsible for the bulk of our global internet traffic, could in theory be affected by a particularly strong solar storm, but it's important to note that this is a theoretical risk based on certain assumptions. The actual extent of the potential damage remains uncertain. Scientists are continuously monitoring and evaluating solar activity, with ongoing studies required to make accurate predictions. Efforts are also underway to develop artificial intelligence models for early solar storm detection. The goal here is to mitigate potential damages by anticipating solar storms and taking necessary precautions. Solar storms can indeed impact our communication systems, but the question remains, can they really knock out the entire world's internet? Now that we know what solar storms are, it's time to address the burning question. Will a solar storm in 2025 cause the entire world's internet to shut down? The simple answer is, we don't know for sure. But before you start panic hoarding data, there's more to the story. Recent online chatter has fueled fears of a global internet apocalypse caused by a massive solar storm. This doomsday scenario, however, lacks a solid scientific basis. The panic was sparked by a study from 2021 suggesting the possibility of solar storms damaging internet cables. That's a far cry from the entire internet shutting down. Another key element in this tale of impending doom was a fictitious NASA alert warning of a major solar storm in 2025. But hold your horses, folks. NASA issued no such warning. Misinformation, it seems, travels at light speed on the internet. So what's the real deal? Well, scientists do agree that solar storms can impact our communication systems, but the extent of potential damage is still uncertain. That's why there's a strong emphasis on the continuous monitoring and evaluation of solar activity. We need more research, more data, and more accurate predictions. In this regard, efforts are being made to develop artificial intelligence models for early solar storm detection. This could help us mitigate potential damages and be better prepared. As for 2025, official forecasts do predict an uptick in solar activity. But let's be clear, increased activity doesn't necessarily spell disaster. While the sun's activity is indeed expected to increase in 2025, the extent of potential damages remains uncertain, and there's no scientific evidence supporting a total internet shutdown. So what's the bottom line here? Well, despite the circulating rumors and sensational headlines, There's no concrete scientific proof to support the notion of an internet apocalypse in 2025 due to solar storms. At this very moment, researchers are continuously monitoring solar activity, evaluating potential threats, and working diligently to mitigate any possible damages. They are even developing AI models for early solar storm detection. Solar storms do have an impact on our systems, but it's important to remember that panic is unnecessary. So there you have it, folks. No need to panic about an internet apocalypse in 2025. Remember, science has got us covered. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and to my channel. See you in the next video.